Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel where I love to bring you my best tips and tools to inspire you to create beautiful home decor on a budget. Today I am bringing you 10 easy Christmas ornament DIYs that are really fun to make and will look great on your Christmas tree or even as tags on your gifts. So with all that being said, let's get crafting. Hey everybody, welcome to 30 Days of Christmas Ornaments. This is Monarch Mom DIY with ornament number 1 being this chunky wood decoupage ornament. We're going to use one of these chunky wood circles from Dollar Tree, a napkin, some ribbon, and these wood word stickers from Hobby Lobby. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put a layer of white Waverly chalk paint on my ornament. Once that's dry, I'm going to brush on a layer of Mod Podge. We're going to get that nice and even, nice thick coat, let that dry completely. Then taking the top layer only of a napkin, you can use any design you choose. I'm going to put some parchment paper down and then I'm going to iron that napkin onto the wood ornament. The heat from the iron will reactivate the Mod Podge and stick the napkin on. Then I'm choosing to use the word joy. Again, these are wood word stickers from Hobby Lobby in their scrapbooking section. I'm just going to paint the word with a black Sharpie marker. A lot less messy than using actual paint. Once my Mod Podge is dry, I'm using my mini sander and I'm removing the excess of the napkin from all the way around our circle ornament. This will give us a nice clean edge to our ornament and remove that excess napkin. Then taking our Mod Podge again, we're going to lightly, gently brush a layer completely over our napkin just to seal in our napkin and make sure it is attached completely to our ornament, and then let that dry completely as well. While that's drying, you can take a piece of ribbon of your choice, and I'm just going to make a small, simple bow that we will add to our ornament towards the end of the video. Now that our Mod Podge is completely dry, we're going to take that sticker word and just put a little bit of hot glue on the back to make sure it's going to stay. And we're going to place this over to the left of the flower there, just an added touch to our ornament. Next, taking a piece of jute twine, I'm going to double it, stick it through the hole, and then make a little hanger for our ornament. Then I'm choosing to add a few beads to the hanger before we tie the knot. And our last step is just to glue our little bow at the top of our ornament there. You can trim it if it's a little too long, which you're going to see I'm going to do. I'm going to trim the tails and then I'm going to pull the loops just a little bit smaller to get the bow exactly how I want it for this project. Hello everybody, Cindy back with Monarch Mom DIY and our 30 Days of Christmas Ornaments. This is ornament number 2, which I'm calling a framed Christmas tree. We're going to use some of these mini trees from Dollar Tree as well as some tumbling tower blocks, some ribbon, and a couple of beads. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take my tumbling tower blocks and I'm going to darken them up with my antique wax by Waverly. I am putting the antique wax on all the sides and the ends. Now to make 2 of these, I'm going to use 8 of the blocks, so 4 for each ornament. Then taking some wood glue, I'm going to glue them together in a rectangle. So my two side pieces are going to be standing tall between the top and the bottom. So I'm going to make two rectangles like this. Just clean up any excess of the wood glue and set those aside to dry completely. Next, to make our hangers, I'm going to take one of these beads for each ornament and a piece of this baker's twine. I'm going to take the loop and push it through and then have a knot on the other end. Once we get that string through, sometimes you gotta have to poke it through with something, but we're going to then, once we have the knot, we're gonna put some hot glue on it and then pull it up into the bead to secure it. Once that knot is inside the bead, then we will just trim away any excess there on the bottom. And then using some hot glue, we'll just glue that bead on top, and that is how we're going to add our hanger to the top of this frame that we've made out of our tumbling tower blocks. Then taking some more glue, we're just going to put our little mini Christmas tree right inside our frame. You can see here I used a green one. I also used a white one. I've seen lots of other colored ones at Hobby Lobby, so whatever color you want to use. These are just some examples. Then I'm going to make a bow for each of my ornaments as a final touch. Use whatever thin ribbon you want, just tying and pulling and straightening out a simple bow and then trimming the tails. And then just a dot of hot glue, and we'll glue that right in the center of that top tumbling tower block piece to finish off our ornaments. And here they are, our finished ornament number 2, the framed Christmas tree. Hello friends, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY with day number 3 of our 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today's ornament is going to be a snowman tag ornament. I'm using some of these white tags from Hobby Lobby, a couple large craft sticks, a couple strips of fabric, and some paint. So once you remove the strings from the tags, you can see I'm taking this larger craft stick and I'm just trimming off the rounded edges and then seeing how wide I want the brim of the hat for my snowman. Then I'm going to cut the second one exactly the same by lining it up and cutting it with my thick scissors here. Taking the brim, I'm going to take a pencil and kind of see where I want it and then move it up slightly and draw a line. This is just going to help me know where I'm going to paint on the tags. So then I'm going to take my black paint and I'm going to paint both of the craft stick pieces as well as my tags from the top of the tag down to the pencil line. This will be the hat on each of our snowman ornaments. Next, taking a couple of the little pieces that we cut off the craft sticks, I'm going to cut some noses for our 2 snowmen. And we're just going to cut little triangle pieces and then we're going to paint those orange. Next, I'm going to take this red and white baker's twine and I'm going to tie 2 very small, simple bows. We're going to be adding these to the hats of each of our snowmen. Once our paint is dry, we're going to use a line of hot glue and glue the brim of each of our snowman's hats onto the tags. Next, taking these two little strips of fabric, we're going to tie them around the base of the tag so it's like the snowman's neck, coming around the back and then looping it through to tie a very simple knot. We're going to attach this with hot glue by just putting a little bit behind, smoothing it out, and then once it's attached, we can tie our knot a little tighter, put some more glue under there, secure that knot to that glue, and then flip that top piece down and secure that into place as well. I'm going to do this on both of my tags. Then I'm just going to take my scissors and just cut a little bit of a fringe on the two ends of our snowman's scarf. Now we're going to glue our two little orange noses onto our snowman's faces, and then we're going to glue some decorations onto the hats. I have a little bit of greenery here. I'm just going to glue a little bit down on each hat, and then we'll glue those little baker's twine bows right on top of the greenery. Next, we'll return the jute twine hangers to our snowmen and put a few beads on there as well. And then our last step is to just take some paint markers. We're going to add some eyes to our snowmen, some black ovals. We're going to draw a little wiggly mouth. And then once the black eyes are dried, we're going to add a white dot in the center of each of the black eyes. And here are the finished snowman tag ornaments. So cute and easy to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're stopping by my channel for the first time today, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. I really hope you like what you see and you'll consider sticking around by hitting that subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for being here. We're getting very, very close to 100,000 subscribers. If you would do me a favor and just tap that red button, make sure you're subscribed, make sure everyone taps the bell and sets your notifications to all, so YouTube should let you know when I upload a new video or go live here on my channel. Hello friends, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY and day number 4 of 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today we're making a really simple joy wreath ornament using some sticker letters, these little wreaths from, I think they're from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and I'm just going to take these white sticker letters that I had and color them black, only because I didn't have any black sticker letters in my stash. So I'm going to color 2 J's and 2 Y's. One I'm going to do lowercase and one uppercase. So totally just use what you have. And we're just going to color these in with our Sharpie marker and set those aside to dry. Now I'm going to use these white arabesque ornaments from Magnolia, but you could do the same idea with any wood shape, paint it whatever color you want. Next, I'm going to glue one of these little mini wreaths to the center of each of my ornaments. This is going to be the O in the word joy. Then once I have those in place, I'm going to make a little hanger, use jute twine, use baker's twine, use whatever you'd like, and just fish it through the hole and then pull the other ends through the loop, give you a nice hanger for your ornament. Next, I'm choosing to put just a few beads on each of the hangers just for a little more decoration. For this style, I'm just going to use natural beads and black. And the last step for our ornaments now is to apply the letter stickers to the ornament to spell the word joy. And here they are, super cute and easy to make. Remember, you can change these up with whatever shape ornament you want and whatever color you want to paint them. Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY, back for day 5 of our 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Ornament number 5 is some personalized Scrabble tile ornaments. I'm going to be using ribbon, Scrabble tiles, some bells from Dollar Tree, and some twine. So here you can see I'm first taking a couple of these bells and I'm tying them to 2 ends of a short piece of baker's twine. Sorry, it's a little bit down there off the picture, but you get an idea. I'm going to just tie a knot, then tie a length of the string to the other end with another bell. We're going to make one of these for each of our ornaments. Then you can see I'm folding in half and dovetailing the end of our ribbon here. Then once I have that done, I'm going to start gluing the Scrabble tiles starting with the last letter. Before I press that all the way down, I'm going to fold my twine in half that has the bells and glue that under that bottom Scrabble tile. This will allow our bells to kind of hang off the end of our ornament. So just proceed to glue the rest of your Scrabble tiles on. I'm leaving just a little bit of space between each of the Scrabble tiles and trying to get them in the center of the ribbon. Once I have all the letters on, I'm going to leave about 6 inches of ribbon at the top and cut that off. Here you'll see I'm going to do the same thing to my second ornament, starting with the last letter of the name, holding it down just a little bit and then tucking in that piece of twine with the bells tied to it. I think this is so fun and festive. You of course could do these with any color scheme that you'd like. The hardest part will be finding all of the letters you need to make the names. So again, go ahead and hot glue those Scrabble tiles to your piece of ribbon. I would recommend using a thicker kind of fabric ribbon. Both of these ribbons shown here are from Hobby Lobby and they are wired. Again, leave a little extra ribbon at the top. Taking our twine again, I'm going to tie 2 loops. These are going to be the hangers for our ornaments. You can just tie a knot and then trim off the excess. Again, make one for each of your ornaments. And then you're going to slide that excess ribbon through the loop and kind of fold it over. You'll see I'm going to leave a couple of inches here above the top letter, and we're going to fold that over and we're going to hot glue the ribbon to itself to complete the back of our ornament. Do the same thing to your second or however many ornaments you're going to make. Then I did kind of slide that loop around so that the knot was hidden inside the ribbon there, just to make it look a little bit cleaner. We're going to finish off these ornaments by tying a simple bow in a contrasting ribbon, one for each of our ornaments. Play with it, pull it in and out until you have the size and shape that you want. I did dovetail the tails of my bow, and then you can see I'm going to glue it here to the top of the ribbon above the name. I'm going to do this for both of my ornaments, and that is going to finish off these personalized Scrabble tile ornaments. I hope you guys enjoy these and are inspired to make some of your own. Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY, back for day number 6 of our 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today we are making a stuffed mitten ornament using a free template from online, a towel from Dollar Tree, some fabric, and some chunky white yarn. So I just found this little towel, a kitchen towel, at Dollar Tree last week. I love the tartan plaid, so I'm going to make one of my mittens with this towel. And I'm just taking one of the patterns and I'm pinning it through 2 layers of the towel. I have the towel folded in half. This way, when I cut out the paper mitten, it will give me the front and back for my mitten ornament. So I'm cutting all 3 layers at one time. So I'm going to make this towel mitten, and then I'm also going to use that red striped fabric that you see at the top. So we're going to cut a mitten with that fabric as well. So take your time, get around, hold all 3 pieces together so that your resulting mittens will be the same size and shape. And then go ahead and remove the pins as well as the paper layer. Now, taking my hot glue gun, I'm going to gently peel back one of the layers, and you can see I'm going to glue my top and bottom mittens together a little bit at a time. I'm going to go back and forth between the 2 mittens to give the glue time to fully adhere to the layers of the mitten. We don't want to close the entire thing. We want to just kind of glue half of it together, and then we'll start stuffing it with our fiber fill. So here I'm taking some fiber fill from Walmart, and I'm going to stuff a little bit of it into the fingertips there at the top of each of our mittens. And then as we stuff it, we will continue to glue it together until we have just the part where the wrist would be still open. Now that we have our mittens stuffed and mostly glued shut, we're going to take this baker's twine and we're going to make a couple hangers. I'm just making a loop and then tying a knot, and we're going to apply the knot onto the glue right there inside the mitten. We'll do this on both of the ornaments, and then once that's in place, we can go ahead and secure the rest of the mitten ornament shut. That hot glue right across that string will hold it into place, and then this is how you'll be able to hang this on a tree. Now I decided to add some fur to the wrist of each mitten. I'm using this chunky white yarn, just putting some hot glue right there at the very top of the ornament, and then I'm just laying this chunky white yarn across to look like fur at the wrist. We'll place that onto both ornaments and then come back and trim off the excess. Then here you can see I did embellish the front of the mittens with a white plastic snowflake and a button just to add a little more decoration to it. You could add bells to these as well. And for a complete list of all the tools and supplies I've used in each of today's ornament projects, open up the description box below the title of this video. There's usually either a down arrow or the word more after the title. That will open that up and you'll find links to my Magnolia Design Co. website, my Amazon storefront, and a list for each ornament of the supplies that I used. Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY and day number 7 of 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today we are making a cute block Santa ornament using tumbling tower blocks, one of these mushroom buttons that are wood, some star buttons, and some ribbon. So for each ornament you're going to need 3 tumbling tower blocks. I'm going to be making 2 ornaments at a time here. The top block we're going to paint red, so you'll need to paint the front, the top edge, and the 2 side edges. You do not need to paint the bottom or the back unless you absolutely want to. The bottom block we're going to paint white, so the front, the bottom edge, and the 2 side edges. I tend to not paint where I'm going to be gluing. It just helps the wood glue stick better. So top block red, bottom block white, and then I'm going to take pink cloud and add a little bit of white to make kind of a light flesh tone. Of course, you can modify the flesh tone of your Santa however you choose, and I'm just going to paint the top edge and the 2 side edges of basically my face block. So we'll paint all 3 of our blocks and set those aside to dry completely. We're also going to paint one of these little wood, they're called mushroom caps. They're used to fill in holes after you put in a screw or something. This is what I'm going to use for Santa's nose, but you can modify that with a pom-pom or a button or something else based on what you have. Once your blocks are dry, you can go ahead and wood glue them together like this, red, flesh tone, and white, and then also set those aside to dry as well. Try not to get too much of the excess wood glue coming through, or at least clean that off right away so that it won't be visible on your finished Santa ornament. Next, I'm going to take a thin ribbon, and right there where the red and second blocks meet, we're going to put a little strip kind of to signify the bottom of his hat, and then I'm just going to wrap that around to the back, and we'll do this on both of our ornaments. Next, taking a little bit more hot glue, we're going to glue on these little noses. I think these are so cute, and I have it not quite exactly halfway between the second and third blocks, a little bit higher up on the face. That bottom block is to signify his beard. So get both of your noses on, and then you could use a wood star. I happen to have these star buttons in my stash, so I'm just going to add one of these to Santa's hat at the top of the ornament. Now to make the hangers for these ornaments, I'm going to take a loop of jute twine and I'm going to put both ends through a bead. Then I'm going to tie a knot. I'll trim off the excess, and then I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue so that when I pull the knot into the bead or the knot will be hidden inside the bead and the glue will hold it. You can see right there like that. So it's going to be easier to glue the bead to the top of the ornament. Next, just taking some paint markers, I'm going to draw some big black circles for Santa's eyes, and then once those are dry, we will accent them with a little bit of white. To attach our hanger to the top of our ornament, we'll just put a dot of hot glue and then hold that bead there in place, and this will then attach our string as well to be able to hang our ornament. Our last touch will be just to add a little dot of white into the eyes and give a little shiny spot on Santa's nose, because we know he's got a big shiny nose, and then these ornaments will be complete. Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY, back for day number 8 of our 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today's ornament is a stamped hoop ornament. We're going to use these small embroidery hoops, some fabric, some ribbon, these letter stamps, and some ink. So the first thing I'm doing is taking my different fabrics that I have. Some of these are pretty old, but I love the colors for Christmas. Gives kind of a vintage Christmas feel, and I'm just going to cut a square of fabric that is a little bit larger than each of our hoops. And I'm also going to cut 3 lengths of this just canvas fabric. This is just something I had in my stash. Obviously, it was a little pennant, and I'm just going to cut 3 strips from this. Now, I got this little lowercase alphabet stamp set at Michael's along with this die ink pad, and I'm going to stamp 3 different Christmas words. I'm going to do peace, hope, and joy, just using these little letter stamps. And I just love the fact that I didn't quite get them all straight. Sometimes you can see the outline from the rectangle of stamp, and they just look really cute and homemade. So like I said, I did peace, hope, and then joy. Next, I'm going to separate my inner ring of the hoop from the outer ring. The inner ring is underneath the fabric, and then I put the strip with the word on it across the center. Then I'm going to place the outer ring, pull the fabric tight, and tighten up that screw at the top. Then flipping it over, I'm going to cut the fabric as close to the rings as I possibly can. And we'll do those same steps for the other 2 ornaments as well. The last thing we'll do is add a little hanger. The screw mechanism at the top makes a nice place to tie the string. I put the loop through, then pull the other ends through and tie a knot. Super simple. These are really cute. The hardest part is probably finding the mini embroidery hoops, but look at your thrift stores. A lot of people are getting rid of these, and it's a great way to add a vintage look to your Christmas ornaments. Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Welcome back to day 9 of 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today we are making some really cute popsicle stick sleds. For each sled, I'm going to use regular size and mini size craft sticks, as well as some paint, some bells, and a little bit of Christmas greenery. So each ornament is going to need 5 of the mini sticks and 2 of the regular size craft sticks. So up here, I'm going to make a red sled ornament, and then down below, we're going to paint the 5 mini craft sticks with white. So we'll make a red sled and a white sled. Then our 2 regular size craft sticks for each ornament, we are going to paint black. Now on the red ornament, I only painted one side of the sticks. And you will see in just a little bit how it is better if right at the beginning, before you put the sleds together, go ahead and paint both the front and the back of each of your sticks. It's going to save you some time of having to touch up later. Now we are also going to use a 1/6 mini stick per sled. You can see I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm cutting both of those extras in half. You don't need to paint them. Then flipping over your mini sticks, again, you will want these to also be painted red on the back. We're going to take some hot glue and we're going to glue these 2 half pieces across our 4 to hold them together. So we're going to have 2 of these half pieces on the back, kind of acting as braces to hold the other 4 together. Then our 2 long craft sticks that we've painted black are going to be the runners. So we're going to take a bead of hot glue down that right side, and then we're going to center the long craft stick standing up on that hot glue. You can always add more hot glue if you need to keep it standing upright, but that last mini craft stick is going to hold those 2 runner sticks together in just a moment. You're going to see that as we flip this over. So here is the touch-up painting that you will not need to do if you just at the very beginning paint both sides of your sticks with whatever color you are using. Here's that last mini stick. You can see I'm going to put glue in 2 places, and then we're going to glue that across the runners there at the front of our sled. So that's how the sled is put together with the sticks. Now let's make the white one sped up even more. Here you can see I have the back side already painted as well, and we're doing those 2 brace pieces. Then we will glue on our 2 runners, and then the last mini stick crosswise across the 2 runners at the top. To make the hangers for the sled ornaments, I'm going to take a piece of baker's twine. I'm tying a knot at the top edge of the runner right under the cross piece. You'll do the same thing on the other side, making your hanger the length that you want. And we'll do this on both of our sleds. Then I'm just taking a little bit of faux florals, faux greenery, whatever you want to use to decorate the top of your sled. I'm going to do 3 little pieces on each of my sleds. Then I'm going to take some small jingle bells from Dollar Tree. I'm going to tie them on each end of a small piece of jute twine. Then tie a baker's twine bow using the bow to attach the twine with bells as well. And then we're just going to glue this right on top of those florals. You can see I did mix the black and white twine with the red and white just to kind of give some variety. Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY, back for day number 10 of our 30 days of Christmas ornaments. Today we're making a block gingerbread man ornament, super easy, very, very cute. We're going to use some tumbling tower blocks, some gingerbread men stickers, some beads, and some twine. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some wood glue, and for each ornament I'm going to glue together 3 tumbling tower blocks on the sides. We're going to stack them kind of the same size we did as the Santa ornament, but we are not going to paint these. You, however, can paint your blocks as a background to the gingerbread men if you so choose. So once those are dry, I do like to sand them lightly to remove any excess glue. For the hangers of these ornaments, I'm choosing to use baker's twine. So for each ornament, we're going to cut a loop of baker's twine, and I am going to put 2 beads on the twine, we're going to do a larger colored bead and then a smaller natural wood bead on top of that. If you're having a hard time getting it through the hole, you can use a stylus like this to help poke it through, as it is very flimsy string. Then we're going to tie a knot below the colored bead and put a little bit of hot glue right on the knot there and pull the knot into the bead. This is going to secure our string, and then just trim off the excess. We're going to make a hanger for our second ornament as well. For your gingerbread people, you could use these wood stickers from Hobby Lobby's Christmas Crafts. That is what I'm choosing to do. There are also these small unpainted wood gingerbread shapes that you can find at Dollar Tree at Christmas. So I'm going to choose to use one with a green bow tie and one with a red bow tie, just hot gluing those to the center of our wood square. Then to attach the hanger, just put a bead of hot glue on top of the ornament and glue the bead on top of that. I'm also going to put a little bit of glue between the two beads here in a second, just to keep that smaller natural wood bead in place. And again, here are the finished ornaments. Again, super cute and easy. And if you wanted to add more color, go ahead and paint your tumbling tower blocks before you glue your gingerbread men into place. I hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas ornament DIY, and be sure to come back tomorrow for the next in the series. Thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to know in the comments which of these projects was your favorite, and we'll see you next time. Take care.